Hey friends, and welcome back to my home. So if you've been following along, you know that this garage has been a journey for me these past couple of months. And today we're finally making another big push. In this video, I'm taking you along with me through a couple of real life days. We're decluttering more out here in the garage. I'll be bringing you along on a quick WinCo run where I do test something that I've never done before. I'll share an easy dinner idea, and we'll even be talking through a little more makeover decisions that I really need your help with. So let's dive in. Do you guys remember the garage that I cleaned out not too long ago? Well, this is what it's looking like today. This is after those projects that you see me do, like the DIY canvas and painting my candlesticks and that video that I posted a couple weeks ago. This is the results of that. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess again. And I know I've been promising you guys part 3. I was hoping to have part 3 as the final video of my kind of garage series, at least for this year. But I think I'm gonna have to split it into 4 videos. But today, I at least wanted to get this section of the garage done, as well as kind of refresh the mess that I made in my last video. So we'll see how much we can get done in these next couple of days. Before I was able to really get to the right section of the garage, which is the section I haven't gone through yet, I did want to make sure to start over here on the left just to kind of touch it up a bit. Like I said, I have done a few projects in my garage since I cleaned it out and actually had the space to work in it, but cleaning up after the projects is a different story. So I wanted to give it a quick refresh before I moved over to the right side. And by the way, I just wanted to take a moment to apologize for the audio in the previous clip and the next clip. I didn't realize that I had to actually have my screen unlocked while recording for my wireless mic to actually work until a little later into the project, but I promise you that I will fix it very, very soon. Okay, so surprisingly, that only took me 30 minutes to do. I'm talking about this side. Just keep in mind, all this stuff that I have set here is only here temporarily. These 2 things I have plans for. These are future projects. But a lot of the stuff you see here is actually stuff that I do want to sell, because all the projects that you see me do are not free. They actually cost me money. So I did already sell a bottom load water dispenser that actually had a Keurig function in it. I recently sold that, and I have that money set aside for my laundry makeover, my laundry space makeover. But I still have a car seat. This cabinet that you see here is actually for a fish tank for I forget how many gallons it is, like 136. It was like an odd number gallon size that we actually have sitting in the back of the garage. So I just need to clean out that fish tank and get this cleaned up and go ahead and list it on OfferUp. So this turned out really good. Now I can focus on what I'm really wanting to focus on, which is this left side of the garage.
I feel good, like I'm walking on sunshine, and there's nothing that can bring me down. Real good, like joy came in the morning, and the birds are singing sweeter sounds. The sun set me free if I just believe I am.
Really, out of everything that's here, I think this is what's making me not want to do this the most. Like, I really don't want to go through all this. But I know once I go through it, I'm going to be like, that wasn't that bad. Why did you procrastinate so hard? But it's like, oh, just getting started. But when I feel like this, I often like to look for the easy win. Okay, what's one thing I can take from this pile that's easy to decide on what to do with? Like, for example, this is trash. I could throw it away. Very easy. And you just repeat that over and over, and eventually you got it done. So the hardest part for me when it comes to this area of the garage is that most of this stuff is actually my husband's tools. So we have a mixture of automotive tools, yard tools, and just general like maintenance tools, I guess. So because these things belong to my husband, I don't really want to go and organize everything how I would like them. I would much rather find time to sort everything out and find a place for everything with him. That way in the future, whenever he does need his tools, he knows exactly where they're at. So just because not everything is perfectly organized and has a designated space, trust me, there's a method to my madness. I'm just basically picking my battles, honestly. I'm just going through, getting everything sorted out as well as I possibly can. And then at a later date, hopefully me and my husband can work together to truly get things narrowed down. I knew this was going to be a little bit of a challenge to put this bin on top of this bin because this one has like a lot of woodworking tools and really heavy stuff. This one also has tools, but they're actually a bunch of like tool bags. So I'm thinking I'm going to swap places because I know my husband's going to definitely need to get into this one more than this one. So that would make more sense. Plus I would actually be able to either lift it or take a couple of bags out, put the bin on top, and then put the bags back in the bin. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so this is where we're at. I honestly made a lot more progress than I thought I was going to make. So again, just to keep in mind, these items that you see here are not going to be here for very long. Also, these bags are just recycling that I do need to take. And if you have any tips for that or suggestions of how I can store my recycling that does build up fairly quickly, I would love to know your thoughts. This is an older fish tank that we did use as a quarantine tank. So I'm going to need to figure out what to do with that if I want to take the time to thoroughly clean it out and sell it or just sell it as is. I'm not really sure yet. This is paperwork that we just need to get rid of. And back here are the piles that I made, just kind of sorting stuff out like tools and what have you. And over here is all the progress that I have made, you guys. It looks so good. I'm so happy I was able to stack this bin on top of the other one. I was able to move this cart from this side over to this corner here. And I think once I'm done, I am definitely going to be able to fit my car in the garage. It might be a little bit of a tight squeeze, but it's going to be worth it. But over here to my left, this is all the trash that I was able to remove. Mostly just boxes that I need to break down and put into the recycling bin. I do have this bag and then my bin of trash to get rid of. So I'm going to take care of that and then I'll see you guys inside. Okay, so we are back in the house and I'm actually going to get ready to have a little bit of time of prayer and shower. I may just shower first because I did work up a little bit of a sweat in the garage. But luckily it's only 72 degrees, so I really could have gone a little bit longer and made a little bit more of a dent in the garage, but I definitely want to prioritize this time of prayer that I'm wanting to start doing kind of in the middle of my day. But overall, I'm so happy with how much I was able to get done in the garage today. I really didn't think I was going to be able to get that much done, but I did work this morning. But that works out even better because then maybe I'll have a shorter day of work tomorrow morning. We'll just see how it goes. But for now, I need to hop in the shower. I'll check back in with you later. Prayer was amazing. I may have mentioned this earlier, but I am wanting to start incorporating a time of prayer in the middle of my day. What I'm really doing right now is splitting my time with God up into smaller portions throughout my day. So like this morning, for example, I did have 30 minutes of Bible reading this morning. I did get up early to kind of fulfill that. And then right now I just had about 30 minutes of prayer. And then before I go to bed tonight, I do want to have at least another 30 minutes of reading my Bible. That is just something that I want to do. I really want to make sure that I am putting Him first and my focus is staying on Him, because working from home and being a homemaker, you can really get distracted pretty easily on, just other things. So I really want to make sure that I'm keeping my mind on Him throughout the day and that I'm taking time to pause and to kind of refocus and regroup by having that additional time of prayer. But I'm also being realistic with myself, I feel, because I'm only having a goal of 30 minutes. 30 minutes is, not very long at all. And that's really easy. It really does fly by when you're praying and when you're reading and just soaking up the Word of God. But I also find that it's easier for me to pray and to really connect in the afternoon as opposed to the morning. In the morning, I feel like is a better time for me to read and meditate, but I'm just not alert enough or maybe have enough energy to really pray and connect in a deeper way. So I'm going to be trying this approach out and see how it goes. So far, I'm really liking it. I have tried it in the past and it worked really well. I just never really stuck with it consistently. So I think I'm really wanting to pursue this, and maybe in the future I can extend that time, but for now I'm going to start with just 30 minutes. But with that being said, I do need to get some editing done, so let me go ahead and start working on that, and then I'll check back in with you guys when I'm heading to the store. Something I like to do when I'm chopping for jalapenos, I like to smell them, because oftentimes you can smell how spicy they are. Let me know if you've tried that before. Also, I like to look for any kind of markings like this. They kind of look almost like veins. That's what I really like to look for when I'm buying jalapenos. Now that I'm in the meat department, it kind of made me think about the price of meat at WinCo as compared to Costco. So if any of you all have both stores in your area and you've done that price comparison, please let me know what you found in the comments below as well. Okay, so while I'm cooking my rice, I figured this was a good opportunity to talk about the results of the little experiment that I ran doing a price comparison between WinCo and Walmart, and you guys are not going to believe the results. So basically what I did was I saved my receipt from WinCo and I entered it into the Walmart app, but I also got the prices for both delivery and the pickup options in the app. So I'm going to actually be able to compare prices between 3 different options for you. And I'm going to start by sharing with you the most expensive option, which is probably not going to be much of a surprise to you, which is the Walmart delivery. So for the same 24 items that I picked up at WinCo, I could have had it delivered to my house for $80.02. And I'm sure this is not much of a surprise because when you do have Walmart delivery, you often have to tip. So I did include a 10% tip. Now moving on to the second most expensive option is Walmart pickup. So for these same items, it would have cost me $74.41 to drive to Walmart and pick up my order, which is going to be a $5.61 savings as compared to having it delivered to my house. But the amount of money that I saved by going to WinCo and doing my own shopping is so significant that that's actually what I'm going to be doing from now on. Like, you guys, unless it's an emergency or I just absolutely have to, I'm not really going to be shopping at Walmart anymore, at least for my groceries. And here's why. For the same 24 items, my total at WinCo came out to $57.29. So that is $22.73 cheaper than having my groceries delivered to me, and it is $17.12 cheaper than going to pick up my groceries at Walmart. So let me know what you guys thought about the results. Have you done a price comparison yourself between these two stores, and were your results similar to mine? But also keep in mind that this is mainly for groceries. I definitely will be going to Walmart for other things. So feel free to chime in and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm really looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. Good morning. It is a new day. It is Saturday. It is 10:47 and it is 72 degrees. You guys, I cannot tell you how much I've been enjoying this morning. Standing here in the garage this morning, I'm really surprised at how much I was able to do yesterday within just a few hours. But because I was able to get so much done in the garage, originally I was saving more of my laundry section stuff for another video, but I think I might go ahead and try to declutter and go through that area in this video, because why not? And while I was doing that, I figured that would be a good opportunity for me to kind of share with you guys my thoughts of what, you know, maybe I could do in this area, which is why it's also kind of taking so long. Not just, you know, saving up the money to buy everything that I need for the project, but also just coming to a decision on what I actually want to do. I do have a couple of ideas that I've narrowed down, and so I think by me taking the time today to clean this area and really see what I'm working with, I'll also be able to get your guys' feedback as well, so then you guys can also be a part of my decision of making over this space.
I don't like to see you crying on your pillow. Never wanted you to feel like I'm not there. But I know that in this life you will have trouble. I just wanna let you know that I'm still writing you love letters. You see how I take care of the sparrow. I do it all for you to prove I gotcha. You see how I'm still painting the rainbow. So don't let go of me. Drawing close. Call out desperately when you need me the most. I am God. I'm your rock. Don't let go. Keep holding on. fight your battles.
I was trying to find some kind of bin or container that I can just kind of group most of this stuff in and set on this empty space here on the rack, but it's just not, I don't think I have anything for that. Oh, and my husband's home. Sorry about that. My husband had headed over to the next town over to get a haircut, and he just got back. So I think I was talking about what I wanted to do with this stuff. I may just have to kind of just pile it on there, to be honest with you, until I can have a better system, because this garage is definitely going to take more than just even 4 videos. This is going to be a long process when you have this much stuff. I want to say just about everything in here is stuff that we actually use. It's just not stuff that we can use every month or, you know, as regularly. And actually, I just found a bin that has a bunch of games in it. So I'm thinking I'll be able to move the games inside into that cabinet that I have in my entryway, and I'll be able to use that bin to store some of these loose items. I think that's what I'll do.
Unchanging faith. Unchanging faith. Can't trust my plan. I'm still. Don't let go of me. Drawing close. Out desperately. When you need me the most. I am God. I'm your rock. Don't let go. Keep holding on to me.
This is so funny because it reminds me of a comment that I got on my part 2 of my garage reset. Someone said that you must be really good at tennis because I was able to kind of get everything to fit into this rack over here. And now, what do you know? I didn't even check to see if this bin was going to fit, but it fits perfectly. So I'm going to keep putting as much as I can in here, and then I'm thinking I'm going to test out to see how well my car fits in here and see if I reached my goal for today. So this is actually the Mod Podge and water solution that I used to make my canvas that I never did anything with. So I'm gonna just ask my husband, like, what do I do with it? I don't want to just dump it down the drain, but I also don't want to just dump it in my lawn, you know, out on the grass. So I'm not really sure how to properly dispose of this. I don't want to flush it down the toilet, so I don't know what to do. I mean, it's still liquid because I've had it covered this whole time. So I might be able to maybe save it and use it for another project. I really don't know. Oh well, I'll ask him and see what he thinks, but let me know what you think in the comments, because I doubt this will be the last time that I have to deal with this issue. It's like you see all these people doing DIYs all over the internet, but it's like, what about stuff like that? Like, what do you do with all that Mod Podge that you just used on that project? What do you do with the leftover stuff, you know? Okay, now it's time to test and see how well my car fits in here, and then we'll be able to talk more about that laundry section. Well, it fits perfect. And there's plenty of room on each side. I could have actually parked a little more to the right, but there's plenty of room on each side for both me and my husband to get into the car. And now my car won't feel like an oven every time I get into it. I'm so happy about this. I'm so happy about this. I'm so happy. Okay, so we have come to the point of the video where I asked you guys for your help. So this is the laundry section that, I mean, I wanted to go through it today, but I do have a lot of editing to do and I'm already starting to sweat even though I just took a shower. So I think I'm going to call it here for today as far as the garage itself goes, but I really want to hear from you guys. The two options that I have, the two options that I'm rolling around are to buy a bookshelf, a tall bookshelf, and install it in this area here to look kind of like built-in shelves, I guess. And then I can just cut this shelf down, you know, to make room for that and have the shelf meet the bookshelf. And at that point, I could probably put all my laundry stuff there and then all my cleaning supplies here. And by the way, another one of you guys commented about my pantry video and suggested that I not store cleaning products in my pantry with my food products because the fumes and cross-contamination and all that stuff, which I did not consider. So just a little update for you. I did move all my cleaning stuff in here. So thank you for chiming in. Thank you to everyone that's commented and given me tips and advice because I don't know everything. I mean, I'm only 36 years old, so there's no way I can know everything. So your comments truly mean a lot to me. But with that being said, but another option that I'm rolling around is to not necessarily get a bookshelf, but just to get one more shelf similar to this, move this one up a little bit. That way I can install a shelf right above the water supply and just make sure it only comes out to this far. Have you seen those little shelves like people have been putting so that they put all of their laundry stuff like right above the washer, which I think would be really nice? But instead of just having that short shelf run all the way across, I could actually buy a separate piece of wood, or I think I have a piece of wood that might fit, but basically install a shelf to extend out to here, so then I have a place to maybe fold clothes or do whatever I need to do. And then underneath that shelf I could have a tall hamper to store my dirty towels in. So let me know what you guys think. I would also like to have this almost like an accent wall. I would really like to paint the inside of this garage as much as I could, and then just have this back wall as an accent wall, maybe with some peel and stick wallpaper or something like that. I do want to refinish the shelves that I do install to match the wood texture that I put on my canvas as well, so it's kind of cohesive, you know. But that's where I'm at right now. I still want to sell a few things just to kind of help me pay for all the things that I'm going to need to purchase for this project. So while we still have a little more time, please chime in down below. Let me know your thoughts, your suggestions, or you can let me know which option you like best. Or if you have another option that I haven't thought of, I would love to hear that too. So I'm going to call it for this video, guys. I am a little bit tired, and like I said, I have a lot of editing to do. So I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me these past couple of days, and I'll see you next time.